and welcome to Psychology Demystified with me, Dr. Karen. I know some of you wonder whether your social media habits are healthy or unhealthy. I'm going to give you a quick tick list to know whether they're healthy or unhealthy, and if you discover that they are unhealthy, I'm going to give you ways to fix them. Just keep watching. Now, we all know that social media has its positives. It brings us closer. It allows us to reach out to friends and family who haven't seen in a long time. It allows us to feel like our world is not as big as it actually is, because it gives us this interconnectedness. So yes, social media does have many, many positives, and I'm not mentioning all of them. But everything sometimes that has a positive has some negatives that come with it. So are you being sucked into the negatives of it? Let's find out. Now, I believe I've mentioned in the past that excessive use of social media is linked to a deterioration in mental health. I know I've said that in previous videos, I just can't remember where. But if you don't remember me saying it, I'm saying it now. Social media, excessive use of social media, is linked to a deterioration in human mental health in some ways. Social media is supposed to bring us together. It's supposed to help us connect. But when I think of social media, some visions I have of social media and how it's used are this family sitting around a dinner table, all going out, they've all gone out for dinner, they're all sitting around a dinner table, and everyone's face is attached to a screen. Everyone's reading something, they're not talking to each other, they're not engaging, they engage with the waiter maybe one time, order what they want, and then go back to their screens. No talking. So yes, they're connected to the people outside of the circle they're sitting in at that point in time, but they're not connected to the people who are actually sitting right in front of them. So yes, that is one of the impacts that is so obvious and something that I see almost every time I'm out. Another way that social media interferes with your mental well-being is when it starts to cause comparisons. Remember, no one posts the failures. Everyone posts their successes. No one posts the horrible pictures. Everyone posts the ones where they're looking ready to go. So yes, it does lead to comparisons, because you start to look at someone else's life and it looks so perfect from where you sit. But you don't know how many shots were taken before that final shot was posted. You don't know what they did to be able to get that promotion that they've gotten. You don't know how many no's they must have heard to be able to finally land that huge deal that maybe you've been dreaming of landing. You have no idea, because what you see is the final result. And then there you are comparing yourself and beating yourself down, and your self-esteem takes an impact. And this is all because of social media. So yes, it does have its cons, and that's a big one. So for social media, are you using it as an asset, or are you using it as a crutch? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself to be able to know whether you're using it in a healthy manner. Is it an asset, or is it a crutch? Dr. Lara Fielding is an amazing author, and she wrote this book called Mastering Adulthood, Go Beyond Adulting to Become an Emotional Grown-Up. And she's a behavioral psychologist and an author. And one of the things that I liked about how she looks at social media is that she looked at it in 3 ways. And she said that in order to know whether it's a crutch or an asset, you need to look at it threefold. The first one is frequency. You have to ask yourself, how often do you use social media? How frequently do you check your phone or your tablet? How compelled are you to check your phone or whatever the gadget you're using every few minutes? Does it help to quell some sort of anxiety in any way? And does it never seem to cure it at the same time? Now, there's no right or wrong way. There's no standard. I can't sit here and tell you, yeah, 15 minutes is good enough. Because there's no right way. There's no certain guaranteed and determined and solid time span that lets you know whether you're checking it too frequently. But one thing you have to check for yourself is, at what point does checking social media stop becoming enjoyable and start becoming stressful? The second one is function. When you sign in, what are you looking for? What is your objective? Why did you sign in? Were you signing in to talk to an old friend? Were you signing in to get inspired? What were you signing in for? Did you sign in because you wanted to feel affirmed in something you're doing? Did you sign in because you wanted to feel safe? Did you want to sign in because you just wanted to know what was going on? Were you just curious? Because sometimes curiosity makes us sign in. So which one of those inspired you to sign in? Now, two of the biggest things with social media, according to Dr. Fielding, are the following. They either bolster your social comparison, or they create a feeling like you're always being observed. So it's one or the other. Either they boost the way you socially compare, or they make you feel like you're always under a lens. If the people you follow are people who make you hate yourself and make you feel like you want to change who you are, then your self-image is going to decrease over time. But if the people you follow are people who inspire you, who make you feel like you want to do what they're doing or something similar, if they're people who make you want to feel like you want to better yourself, then your self-esteem will actually be boosted, because what you're doing is trying to see if you can become like the people who inspire you, not like the people who make you feel like you're less than. So at the end of the day, it's all about what your intentions are. You have to make sure that you're clear as to why you signed in the first place. The third one, according to Dr. Fielding, is escapism. Social media starts to become a problem when it becomes a way to escape from your life rather than connecting with it. If going online is your way of dealing with your anxiety, of seeing whether you measure up, of seeing how you can get distracted by what someone else is doing with their life, then it's not feeding you. It's not helping you become a better person. So if it's social media is your way of escaping into this dream world, instead of trying to figure out how to fix something that you're dealing with, then you're using it to escape. So it's not working for you in the way it should. Now, we all know that social media is essential. Yes, it has its harmful qualities, but it's essential. It's how you connect. It's how you know what's going on. So you can't decide to cut yourself off from it forever. But there are some ways to learn to manage how you handle social media. The first one is to monitor. And what I mean by monitor is check how much time you spend going through your news feeds. There are actually some apps that can help you know how long you've spent on your social media. And there are actually some apps that even limit your access after a certain point of time. So if you need to find these apps, and some of them are free, go for it. It'll tell you how long you spend on screen time, trying to go through your news feeds and catch up on what's going on in everyone else's life. That's your way of keeping track. And if you realize you're spending hours and hours, reduce the number of hours you're spending on social media. Now keep in mind that there's no right or wrong way. For some people, an hour of screen time is perfect. For some people, 5 minutes is more than enough. So you need to know yourself. When you're monitoring how long you spend, also monitor how long you can spend on it in a healthy manner. When it starts becoming draining and becoming stressful and you start to feel like you're not achieving what you should achieve because so-and-so has achieved this in the last 10 minutes, then it's time to stop. So it's going to vary based on the day, but I think if you set yourself a target and stick to that target, it'll help you monitor how long you spend on screen. So make sure you choose your way. There's no right or wrong way. I'm not going to give you a time and say this is what you must. Everyone is different. Everyone reacts differently. You know yourself. The second thing is to set your intentions, and then make sure that your intentions are aligned with what you want your experience on social media to be. Do you use social media to observe other people's lives? Do you use it to hunt for content that may make you feel a little bad, just as your means of motivating yourself? Or do you try and find content that's going to motivate you to do better? Make your intention something more along the lines of being able to check and just say hi to a friend, or to see how a friend is doing, or to give accolades for something a friend has achieved. But make sure that your intentions, the reason why you logged in, is aligned with what you want your experience to be. If you want your experience to be positive, then look for the positive things a few minutes at a time. Give your friend a thumbs up, give your friend the support they need, and then sign out for a bit. The third one is to identify your values. Does your social media behavior help you identify those things that you value in life? Is it helping you hone in on habits that are boosting your own value, your own self-worth in life? Social media is supposed to be simply a tool that helps make things easy, that helps you to connect, that helps you to have easy access to things that are supposed to make you feel better, things that are supposed to boost your own value. So if going on social media and staying on it for long periods of time does not add any value to your life, then redirect your values and use the time to do other things other than scrolling. I know it's tough, I know it's hard to disconnect, but sometimes if social media is harming you rather than helping you, then it's important that you take care of you and find a way to make it work for you in a healthy and positive manner. So to sum up this short and sweet video, just keep in mind when you're evaluating whether social media is working for you, check how frequently you're using it, check what you're doing when you sign in online, what's its function for you, and also check if it's helping you escape from what your actual daily life is. If it's doing those 3 things, then it's time to do the next 3 things that I had talked about, which were monitor how long you're on it, set intentions for yourself, and identify what values you want to bring to your life. And then that is a good start to helping you try and balance your screen time and make sure that social media is working in a healthy manner for you. My next video will be on depression, and I'll be doing it with an amazing friend of mine who's a psychologist called Meg McNulty. We'll be talking about depression and trying to help you understand what it is and see also how to help yourself if you are the one who's depressed, and also how to help someone else who's a family member or a friend who may be going through depression. We tried to film outside to make it a little different, so it's going to be a little louder than this, which is a controlled environment for me. It was a toughie. I have to say that filming outside is not one of my favorites because you can't control the people around you and you can't keep shushing them, because then it really doesn't help. So at the end of the day, I had to realize that and remember that at the end of the day, it's about the information that I provide as opposed to how perfect the video is. So it was a good moment for me to learn how to do my own anxiety breathing and just go with the flow. So let's see how shooting outside for the first time went. It was quite an experience. We'll see whether that will happen again. It was quite an experience. If you want to know why, check out next week's video. Bye!